Welcome to NFL Talk.
I'm Olivia.
And I'm Liam. Wow, what a game. The Titans pulled off a real nail-biter against the Patriots, winning in overtime.
Yeah, 20-17. A real edge-of-your-seat finish. And a big win for Brian Callahan, his first at home as the Titans head coach.
It all came down to Nick Folk. Talk about ice in his veins, nailing that game-winning field goal.
Absolutely. But, that game winner wouldn't have happened without Mason Rudolph stepping up big time for the Titans.
He really did. It's fascinating to see how he's evolved into this leadership role. He had some big shoes to fill, and he's really rising to the occasion.
He is. And speaking of stepping up, can we talk about Drake Maye for a second? This rookie almost stole the show for the Patriots.
Almost. That last-minute touchdown pass to Ramondre Stevenson was insane. The kid's got some serious guts, holding onto the ball for almost 12 seconds, scrambling around just waiting for an opening.
Right.
That's not just any throw. That's the second longest time to throw a TD since 2016. Shows you the kind of composure he has, especially coming back from a concussion.
Right. And it really makes you wonder about Jerod Mayo's decision to kick the extra point in overtime instead of going for the win. He had so much faith in Maye up to that point, it's curious why he wouldn't trust him there, especially since he declined to explain his reasoning after the game.
Yeah, that was definitely a head-scratcher. But even without that gamble, Maye's talent was on full display. 95 rushing yards. That's not just impressive for a rookie, that's impressive for any quarterback.
It really is. But even with Maye's heroics, the Patriots just couldn't crack the Titans' defense. They were like a wall.
A wall leading the league in both total yards and passing yards allowed, remember?
Yeah.
And they didn't let up in this game. 4 sacks, 3 turnovers. They shut the Patriots down.
They did, Amani Hooker especially. 2 interceptions, including the game clincher. He was everywhere.
He's becoming a real force for the Titans. And let's not forget Arden Key. His strip sack on Maye was a turning point, wouldn't you say? It led directly to the Titans' go-ahead touchdown.
Absolutely. A huge momentum swing, especially considering the Titans have been struggling to score in the fourth quarter all season. This game, they finally broke through. Do you think this could be a sign of things to come?
It could be. It definitely shows they can win even when they're not firing on all cylinders offensively. But you know who else deserves some credit? Tony Pollard, 128 rushing yards. And the guy didn't even practice all week.
Talk about toughness. He really carried the load for the Titans, especially with the passing game struggling at times. But it wasn't all good news for Tennessee, was it?
You're talking about Quandre Diggs and Lloyd Cushenberry going down.
Yeah, those are big losses,
Yeah.
potentially serious injuries. And from what Coach Callahan said after the game, it doesn't sound like they'll be back anytime soon.
That's going to be a challenge for the Titans moving forward. But even with those injuries, I think we have to talk about
The fight the Patriots showed. Despite the loss, they had some real bright spots.
They did. I mean, Ramondre Stevenson had a great game, especially that incredible touchdown catch to send it into overtime. And Marcus Jones' punt return to midfield late in the fourth quarter was clutch. It gave him a real shot.
It did. This game wasn't just about who won or lost. It was a real clash of styles. You had the veteran experience of Rudolph going up against the raw talent of Maye. 2 completely different approaches, but both incredibly effective.
Yeah. It really felt like a glimpse into the future of the league. The old guard versus the new wave.
Yeah.
And honestly, both quarterbacks played lights out.
I agree, and that's what makes this matchup so fascinating. It wasn't just a game, it was a statement. These young quarterbacks are here, and they're ready to compete.
Speaking of young quarterbacks making statements, how about that touchdown pass from Rudolph to Nick Westbrook-Hine? A thing of beauty. Perfectly placed right in the end zone.
Absolutely. And don't forget Nick Manette's touchdown earlier in the game. Rudolph was spreading the ball around, making smart decisions.
He was. But even with those scores, it felt like the Titans' offense sputtered at times, especially in the red zone. Like that tipped pass that ended up as an interception, for example.
Yeah, there were a couple of missed opportunities down there. They had first and goal twice and only came away with a field goal in one of those drives. That's something they'll need to clean up if they want to be a serious contender.
For sure. But overall, I think this win was a massive morale boost for the Titans, especially after those 3 straight losses. Do you think it could be a turning point for them?
It could be. They needed this win not just for the standings, but for their confidence. They showed they can grind out a win even when things aren't going their way. And for the Patriots, they proved they're a team to watch out for. Maye is the real deal.
He is. So looking back at this game, what are the big takeaways for you? For me, it's the Titans' defense. They were absolutely suffocating. And, of course, the performance of these young quarterbacks, both Rudolph and Maye. That was something special.
I agree. And for the Titans, this win, especially coming off those tough losses, has to feel incredible. They showed resilience. They showed grit. And for the Patriots, even though it was a loss, they proved they can hang with the best rights. Maye's performance was a huge positive.
So after breaking down this intense matchup, what are your final thoughts on the Titans' victory and its implications for both teams?
I think this win for the Titans was absolutely crucial, not just for their playoff hopes, but for their overall morale. They've shown they can overcome adversity even with those key injuries. And for the Patriots, while a loss is never satisfying, I think they can take away a lot of positives from this game.
You're absolutely right. Maye's performance was a silver lining in an otherwise tough loss. He showed poised resilience and the ability to make big plays when it mattered most. This game was a glimpse into the bright future he has ahead of him. It's exciting to think about the potential matchups between these two young quarterbacks in the years to come.
Absolutely. This could be the start of a fierce rivalry.
So after all that back and forth, all the excitement, the Titans end up on top against a very tough Patriots team.
Yeah, it was a game that really had it all: big plays, clutch moments.
And those incredible quarterback performances. We talked about the injuries. Obviously, that'll be a big factor going forward.
Right, and it's just one game, you know? It's a long season. Anything can happen from here.
It really is amazing how quickly things can change in the NFL.
Absolutely. Every week is a new challenge, a new opportunity. That's what makes it so exciting to watch.
So before we go, what's your final thought for our listeners? What should they be keeping an eye on as the season progresses?
I think the biggest question for the Titans is, can they keep this momentum going? They finally got over that fourth quarter scoring hump, pulled out a big win, but consistency is key. Can they keep finding ways to win even when things aren't perfect?
Great question. And for the Patriots, I think all eyes will be on Drake Maye.
Yeah.
He showed so much potential in this game, even in a loss. Can he continue to grow and become the leader this team needs?
I think so. He's got the talent, and now he's got the experience. That's a powerful combination.
It really is. Well, it's been a pleasure breaking down this incredible game with you today.
Goodbye, and see you in the next video.